Yo guys, in today's video I'm going to share with you the biggest mistake that you are making right now when it comes to learning and taking in information that is holding you back from actually using the stuff that you're learning to progress towards your goals and is keeping you stuck right now. And understanding this, by the end of this video, when you understand what I'm talking about, it's going to help you really just kind of fast track your learning, fast track your path to success, be able to take in more information and understand it quicker, and be able to take more action and implement it, which is the key when it comes to learning. So what am I talking about? How most people go about learning and consuming information is they go around and they find some books, or they find someone who kind of teaches, or like a YouTube channel or like a course, wherever it is, that teaches you within this field that you want to improve on. And then what you do is you go out, you learn from this person, you read books, and really everything you can find online. Like if you find another YouTuber or another video or another course that teaches the same thing, you go and buy that, and you just get more and more information, you learn more and more stuff, thinking that this is the way to make progress. That you just, the more that you learn, the more different perspectives that you get, the more different books that you read, that's gonna get you where you wanna go. That's how most people think. The issue with this though is that's a fallacy. The reality is, like, the more information you learn and the more information you take in, that's just gonna make you more confused, because it's gonna be contradicting advice. Multiple people are gonna be saying like contradicting things, telling you different advice, which is gonna make it very confusing for you. You're gonna have to like figure out like who am I gonna follow, what's the best advice to take in, what should I follow, what should I not follow, and overall it's just gonna kind of cause a lack of clarity, because you're just gonna have so much information, you're gonna get into like a paralysis analysis phase where you have all this information but you don't know what to actually do on it. So that's gonna kind of cause you, usually in most cases, you fall into the trap of just like kind of either giving up or just being on a very, very, very slow trajectory to get to where you wanna go, because you're taking all this information, you don't know what to take action on, you keep learning from this person, you're having to analyze who to listen to, what's the best advice to follow, and you just end up kind of like overthinking stuff a lot. And overthinking and like a lack of action is the biggest kind of like setback, or like biggest like obstacle from making progress, because best way to make progress is by just taking action on stuff, taking imperfect action. But when you're learning all this stuff, it's gonna be very hard to take that imperfect action, because there's so much information, you're trying to overanalyze it and things like that. So how do we overcome this? Like, how do we fix this? And like, what is actually the best way to go about structuring your learning so you can actually implement stuff and get to where you want to go? Basically, how I look at it is it's kind of two different things. First thing is committing to one source of information, one source or one mentor that's going to teach you. Because there's going to be multiple people out there that have like different paths to success. And a lot of times, like, all of them are viable. Like, all the different paths work and will get you to where you want to go, but they don't work if you follow all of them at the same time. So you just need to commit to one mentor, one book, or one course, or one method of success, and just stick to that one path and take action on that, implement until you're starting to see results. And then when you're seeing results, when you're doing well and you're starting to actually get up to a higher level, then you can start listening to other people. If you want to get to the next level, you can maybe take in like different kind of perspectives, things like that. But when you're getting from where you're at right now to the goal that you have, I would just stick to one kind of method of learning and sticking to implement that as much as you possibly can. That's going to give you more clarity, it's going to be a simpler path, and it's going to be easier to implement learning from one thing. That's the first thing. And then when it comes to how to actually do this is kind of similar, but in terms of how to actually go about learning and how I kind of structure my learning, that's really helped me a lot recently, is by, instead of constantly taking in information, instead of constantly learning, watching courses, and like just taking in information for the sake of just taking in information, just watching stuff and learning about stuff all the time, what I found to be better is just doing it in more like kind of bursts of learning, if that makes sense. So you face a challenge in your business, you face a challenge in your career, wherever it is. You find a mentor, you find a book, something that can solve that problem. You implement that, and then you take action on it. So you learn it, you implement it, you take action on it. But you don't like just keep learning for the sake of learning. You learn for the sake of solving a very specific problem. Because like that's kind of the second issue here, is that most people, they go into learning with the mindset of kind of like having almost like a false sense of like fulfillment or like gratification, because they learn some stuff and they feel good about themselves because they learn it. But that doesn't actually matter. The only thing that matters is you taking action on the stuff that you're learning. And you're not going to be able to do that if you're constantly taking in information. So that's kind of the second lesson here, and the second thing to implement is just like, be very careful with what information you take in and make sure that everything has a specific purpose, and you're taking information to solve specific problems. Take in information that you need, take action on it, and you don't need to keep learning. Like if it's time to take action, if you have the information required to take action, just commit, take action on it, implement it, and do that until you face the next challenge and then learn to fix that. That's how I think about it. So this is kind of like a more very like actionable concept of like how to implement this in your career, if you're growing a business, whatever it is, it's going to really help you maximize the process of taking in information, learning by number one, sticking to one method of success, one like kind of mentor or advice, sticking to that, not being distracted by different people. And second thing is like having a specific purpose behind the learning that you're doing and making sure you're taking in information that is specifically purposed to solve the problem that you're facing right now, not just taking the information just because of like you want to take information because you feel good about it. So that's it for the video, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you have an experience with this, if you agree, if you disagree, questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ciao.